Hello everyone, Wicked Gaming back here again today with an update for both Astrodynamics and Manufacturing. Today I released Astrodynamics version 4.1.1 and Manufacturing version 2.1.1. So, what is involved in these different updates? Well, let's start with Manufacturing. If I go to my Manufacturing terminal slate, pop that menu up, you will now see that at the bottom, along with the Check My Force Armor, there's now Check My Force Assault Blade. Starting with the Force Armor, this text should now indicate that you can get up to 5 sets of this armor distributed. It is no longer called the Umbral Armor, or Umbral Assault Armor, is now called Force Armor behind the scenes. When you have it and you have it equipped, it will be a completely different name based on which modules you have installed. I've also added text here to indicate not just the quality level unlocks, but also the mark unlocks. Alright, so next is the Force Assault Blade, and that is a weapon that has some special effects that I'll show off in just a second, and this is also receivable just like the armor after you've completed all research for DarkStar Manufacturing. So what are the modules that you can install in your armor? Well, I give you 5 suits now for a reason. If you already have one suit issued, you may end up, in your current universe, you may only get 4 of the new ones. But your current suit, in my playtesting, did update automatically to the new stats and the new module slots. However, you may be down 1 suit. You may end up with 4 functional suits and 1 with the old stats. You'll have to see how it works for you. All of my testers, I believe it worked fine for all of them. So, the different modules that you can install, I have them pre-installed on some suits here on my person. And you can see that the appearance now changes as you switch the module. So, you have all of the base level graphics that were available on the Starborn armor, and these were all 5 of these were in the base game, and then they had different combinations of having that cloth robe attached to them to differentiate them. But each of these now has its own slightly unique effect. They all increase your star power, and they all increase your star power regen. So you'll be able to spam your Starborn powers a lot more frequently and things like that. In addition, the Umbral suit should make you faster through running and sprinting and sneaking when it is nighttime, or sneaking only if you are indoors, whether or not it's day or night. If it's night, you'll get all of the speed indoors, but it's slightly slower indoors than it is outside. But if it's daytime, you won't gain the walking, running, and sprinting speed increases even indoors with the Umbral suit. It'll be sneak only when it is daytime. And in the Ivory suit is the opposite. It works in the day and doesn't so much work at night as far as the speed increases. But with both of these suits, sneaking is always faster, whether it's day or night. So you don't have to swap suits just because the calendar, the daylight hours switched if all you care about in that moment is sneaking. The Glitter Boy, first of all, quick one step back. The Ivory suit does make you slightly easier to detect visually by NPCs because it is bright white. The Glitter Boy suit, it makes you very easy to notice visually if you're trying to sneak. But it makes you highly, highly, highly resistant, if not immune, to energy and electromagnetic damage because the armor is so reflective. That is a callback to a suit of armor or an actual player class in an old pen and paper role-playing game called Rift from the late 80s, early 90s, where there was a class called the Glitter Boy, and they wore power armor that was highly reflective and would actually make them immune to energy weapons. So this is a callback to that. It makes you as close to immune to energy weapons as I can make it, and also includes the Starborn, star power perks. And then you come to the forged armor, which should make you completely immune to fall damage and highly resistant to explosive damage. I could not get explosive immunity to do what I wanted, so it is not exactly explosive immune. But you should be pretty unstoppable as far as explosives go. So for you demolitions people, or for those of you who like to fly around with your jetpacks and fall from absurd heights, this is your suit of armor now. And then there is the battle-hardened suit, which is supposed to make your armor go up when the slower you're moving, all the way to standing still. The stat sheets are almost impossible to see updated in real time because of the nature of the fact that you have to be running, sprinting, etc., etc. And the stat sheet doesn't seem to always update to correctly reflect the current armor values in those cases. But it is a super high armor value once you put it on and are standing still and everything else. With the goal being that this is, and it also increases your aim stability and stuff like that. So if you are a sniper or you want to roleplay somebody who is just slowly walking through a point of interest, without a care towards what damage is coming their way, because they are just, going to just dominate everything in their path at their own pace, then this is your suit of armor now. So you have those special effects suits of armor, all with this one module you see in the bottom right for each of these suits. It changes the appearance, slightly changes different stats and different effects, and they all increase starborn powers, or your ability to cast starborn powers. And all of them change the name. These are not renamed by me by hand. This is the way the name generates on these suits of armor now, as you switch the different pieces and upgrade them to relic and all of that stuff. So there we have it. So now Umbral Assault is now just a version of the Force Assault armor. The helmet's got the same treatment as far as appearance flips. You'll see that they go from that bronzy kind of look to the dirty gray, and here's the shiny glitter boy. It's only shiny at the jaw, but it's different. Here's the white one for the ivory, and the black for Umbral. These do not have any uniqueness between them stat-wise. They are just appearance choices on your part. They all do slightly increase your accuracy and your melee damage. All identical to each other. Alright, so next, that blade that I've been talking about. So that is here. And this is the generated name. DarkStar Relic Force Assault Blade. So I've put these legendaries on it. You can see that this is the current damage value that I have. And this is, keep in mind, this is a character that has all combat skills maxed. But you'll notice something new down here, superior defense. Well, what does that do? Well, let's equip it and find out. So I equip the blade. Now we'll look at the damage again with it equipped. And it's up to 1220, 838. Alright, so yes, that is high. This puts this weapon on par with, as far as usability and functionality, in a combat situation with most guns. So you now will no longer have to feel completely gimped every time you pick up a melee weapon. Just use this. And also, if you're using a melee weapon and you get surrounded and you're in danger and you're taking damage, block. And it moonforms you. You can't turn your mouth, you can't turn your point of view, you can't pan your camera around, you can't move, you can't jump. But you're locked in place, you're immune to most damage in this state, and it speeds up your health regeneration. So there's that. And there you have that. So those are the big updates from DarkStar Manufacturing. In addition to that, at the ammo crafting bench, find it. So in here, you can now craft throwables and mines. So there's frag grenade right there. One craft gives you 24 of them, requires demolitions rank 2, and the same can be done for mines and grenades. All of these are just the vanilla grenades and mines available in the game, with now with recipes to craft 24 of them at a time. So that was by request by someone on, it was either YouTube or Discord or both. So now that is in the game. And I believe that was all of the key points I wanted to touch there. So for the next step of this, let me go to a new location. I believe I've been to this planet. I have. And we're going to talk about one of the new features of Astrodynamics. Okay, so we drop down a base beacon. So now when I go to the miscellaneous tab, I only have one terminus listing here now because this is now a flip. So you can switch between sunk, standard, and low, which are all just height variations of the same terminus, to build which one you want. And that is because I was adding more of them and I didn't want to flood this menu with a ton of DarkStar entries. So next down the list is just the shipbuilder, DarkStar Shipbuilder. This is the terminus without the storage and the workbenches. So it still has the mission boards, the few that remain. It still has the vending kiosks and the navigation terminal. But it does not have all of the extra clutter and everything off on the sides and all of that. So this is a cleaner shipbuilding pad for those of you who prefer that. And there's also now, for those of you that fly really small ships, there's now a shipbuilder version of the small landing pad. If I place this, I'll jump onto it and show you. The only things that are attached to it are the DarkStar settings terminal, the shipbuilding console, the TA kiosk, and the starboard services kiosk. And when your ship lands on this, it lands pointed at an angle facing along that direction. So there you have that. It is a new shipbuilding terminal for you. In addition, I have added the missing Magellan C1 cockpit or bridge, and updated the weapon health or hull values for all of the DarkStar Astrodynamics weapons, ship weapons. So they will now add hull value to your ship appropriately. Some of them had the value, some of them were missing it. The Protectorate shield, the side-mounted port version, had the wrong stats, and that has also been fixed. And that pretty much sums up the changes for Astrodynamics. So with that, I wish you all a great week, and I hope you enjoy these latest updates to Astrodynamics and manufacturing. Peace.